Can I say this?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Public school is not very good at teaching you how to learn.
Oh, I'm aware. Hello, I'm CT9904, and today I'm being joined by ArcIntel. He is a Mario Kart Wii YouTuber who has quite a few thousand subscribers. I've just realised I haven't a clue how many. I didn't actually check, but yeah, welcome.
It's good to be here. It's good to have. Welcome. Thank you. I'm used to being the one who's the host. Okay. A little bit of a change of pace here. Okay.
Yeah, we've turned the tables.
Yes, you have. Okay, it's good to be here. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. How about you?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I just finished up a stream, so I apologize if my throat is a little hoarse. I was screaming a lot. But yeah, I'm fine.
That's fair enough. Were you screaming at teammates or were you screaming at the game itself?
A bit of both. A bit of both, I'd say.
Yeah,
a little tilting, but
yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, to be fair, that's pretty much every competitive video game ever. With,
yeah, it
with
really
teammates.
Is. I think the game Mario Kart has, if you look at it in the right way, it has that element that a lot of competitive games have. So it would make a great competitive game. I always stood by that argument, and that's why I enjoy playing the game so much.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is played competitively.
Yes, not to the extent of other games, but I believe that it could be.
Yeah,
I know how Oh, go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, I'd love to see events where you could actually properly I don't know about Mario Kart Wii Esports. I don't really follow it too much, but I don't know if you go to places or if you just watch it on YouTube.
There was one professional a place tournament. Sorry, words escaping me. I need to eat my food. There was a tournament called Exalt up in New York in 2019, if I remember correctly. That was the only instance, I think, we've had a Mario Kart tournament. Yeah, it was very successful too. Very successful.
I think I do remember possibly reading something about that because I remember I started playing Mario Kart Wii around 2019, 2000. Well, I started playing in 2008, but I came back and joined CCGP and all the online stuff around then. So I remember thinking I just missed that.
No, you caught it at the perfect time because Exalt was a big hit, and they wanted to do it for 2020, but you know what happened in 2020.
Yeah.
I think we all do. That kind of stuffled it a bit. We had our first competitive online. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff about the game.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, yeah, I mean, CTGP is thriving. There's also yourself. You're doing the rebalance mod. So obviously everything is for Mario Kart Wii is thriving and doing really well.
I would say so. Yeah, it's always kind of had this limbo. I've been talking with a lot of the people who have been around because I may not look like it, but I'm actually quite fresh blood when it comes to this entire scene as a whole. I started playing about 2 years ago, and there have been people who have been playing for 10, 12 years. When I was a little kid, they've been playing the game competitively. So I recently have had the opportunity to talk to a lot of these old school players, and they talk about the community as a whole. Generally speaking, when you get down to it, does it have a future? Is there a chance that the game could go somewhere competitively? And the general consensus is yes, but no. It's a very, very difficult question. Very difficult question to answer. I, for one, would like to see it go somewhere. I think that a competitive Mario Kart Wii scene would be amazing. Not just Mario Kart Wii, but just Mario Kart in general. It's a very, very fun game.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm not sure about Mario Kart in general. I don't like any of the newer Mario Karts, I'll be honest.
I think that's more of a Nintendo thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it just feels kind of more based towards children rather than I feel like as Mario Kart has gone on as a whole, it's just got kind of harder and harder. How do I describe it? It's got harder to keep a competitive sort of standard.
Yeah.
For instance, item boxes in the newer ones feels like it comes along quicker. Um,
I th- I want you to hold that thought actually, because I think Nintendo designed the newer games. It's not so much that Nintendo is making the games, as you described, harder to be played competitively, but more like Nintendo doesn't know what a competitive Mario Kart Wii game is, right? They design it to be fun for the casual audience, yes, but that's because they don't know the alternative. You don't. There's no game like it. Like when they made the game Valorant, I'm not sure if you keep up with like other games, but Valorant was a ripoff, for the lack of a better term, of CS:GO, right? Pokemon
yeah,
Unite is a ripoff. I don't like using that term because you could be inspired and make copies. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's inspired by League of Legends, and there's always been those Team Fortress 2, Overwatch, and just kind of better and better iterations of the games that we play. But there's just nothing for Mario Kart. There's nothing. Like they just don't know. So going back to
yeah,
what you said, yes, the newer games are not competitively viable, but that's not because Nintendo doesn't want to make them. They just don't know. They just
yeah,
don't know what it means to be competitive.
yeah. I kind of okay. Yeah, I can agree with that. Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, sort of. In that case, I feel like it'd be good for them to probably talk to people in the competitive community and probably ask them because I feel like America, especially just franchise in general, kind of is probably made up 50% of like competitive players and 50% of like the younger casual players. So I kind of I think it'd be good for them to kind of try and fix a balance somewhere between both.
It could. I think that the games community, the competitive side at least, you said that it was about 50-50. I don't think so. I think the casual to competitive ratio is more like 1 to 100, if that.
Yeah, potentially.
And the only people who actually play the game are the competitive. So in that sense, it's 100% of the community is made up of competitive players, which is also that's not good. Because when imagine if you went to a baseball stadium and there's what is it, 18 players, 9 players per team, right? On the baseball field.
No clue.
Something like that. And let's just pretend for a minute that everyone was a baseball player and no one was a baseball watcher. Can you imagine that? Everyone in the stands on the field. That'd be chaotic. That'd be a mess. You
Yeah,
wouldn't. It just wouldn't work. And that's effectively what Mario Kart Wii is currently right now. There's a lot. Basically, everyone's a competitive player, and because of that, the scene is not that big.
yeah, okay, yeah, that sort of that puts it into a bit of a perspective for me.
Mhm.
That I kind of yeah, I think I understand that a bit more. I follow what
Okay.
you're saying with
Mhm.
that. Definitely.
There's a lot of just. I spend too much time thinking about this stuff. I'm sorry.
No, that's
This
all
is my
good.
bread and butter. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, that's totally fair enough. You're how many do you know roughly how many subscribers you have with your Mario Kart Wii channel?
16,000. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not a
yeah.
big channel, but it's a respectable channel.
Yeah,
You know.
and especially in like the Mario Kart Wii community, it's fairly big.
It's a decent size. Like it's not, it's one of those. It's about the size when you'd say, "Oh, I'm a YouTuber," and they look at you as like, "Oh, how many subs do you have?" I have 16,000. Oh, okay, that's all right.
Yeah,
You're not like
definitely.
a big YouTuber, but you're not like I have like 2 subscribers. Like you're not really a YouTuber. That's
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean.
Mhm. It's
Yeah.
respectable size. I'd say that.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. What or who inspired you to make your channel?
My channel.
Your Mario Kart Wii channel?
Ooh, that's a how much time you got? Like I have a short answer. I could name one person if you want, but
um,
it could go a lot deeper than that.
yeah, sure. May as well go deep if you're happy to.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I think the number one person that comes to mind whenever anyone does Mario Kart is Troy, TWD98. He originally was the one who got me interested in Mario Kart Wii, the game, not so much content, but the game. And then I also had another channel I was watching. Are you familiar with the melee scene at all?
Not particularly, no.
Not particularly. Okay, so the melee scene is like kind of like a sister community to the Mario Kart Wii scene, except that they don't know we exist, kind of. But we kind of have like similar grassroots upbringings, Nintendo games that were never supposed to be played competitively. And they had a YouTube channel called SSBM Tutorials, which is basically a tutorial channel about how to get better at melee. I was like, okay, well, I see Mario Kart Wii, and I'm not very good at it. And I joined this guy's Troy's Discord server because at the time he made a brand new Discord server. It was fresh, it was shiny. Everyone wanted to be there. This was like 2019, like 2018, 2019, uh, June, July, like summertime, something like around there. And I wanted to get better at the game because I thought the game was cool, as a lot of people do. It's a cool game. It looks awesome. People doing these crazy things, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to get good, but I don't know how. So then I would just talk to anyone I could. And to make a long story short, I was trying to learn how to do something called a TF light cut, the Toad's Factory light cut. And it's a very difficult trick if you don't know what you're doing. So I would experiment with my friend at the time, LT, and we would try to figure it out. And I thought I figured it out. So I got the inputs correct, but my philosophy of what made it work was incorrect. So I knew how to do it, but I didn't know how to explain it. And that's when I realized that there was a difference. And I tried to help someone else, and then one of the moderators, he was a longtime player. His name is Luke, not Great Britain Luke, not the time traveler, but no. His name's not Luke. Matt, FW Matt. And I was trying to help this other guy because he was also trying to learn how to do the same technique. And then this moderator Matt got really mad at me because I was telling him the correct inputs, but I was telling him the wrong methodology of why it was working. And he got super pissed off at me for like spreading false information. Rightly so. It was my bad. I didn't know. But then I also made the argument, it's like, okay, I had to learn this myself. I had to like figure all of this out myself. And sure, I got some things wrong, but there's no resources. And if you know, oh so mighty one, why aren't you helping? Like, what's going on here? Why am I helping and you're not? But you're just criticizing me for trying to help. And he just said something along the lines, "There's no future in Mario Kart Wii. There's no future. There's no point in making tutorials because there's no future for it. There's no reason to. Not monetarily feasible. You're wasting your time." And I was just like, "Ooh, that rubs me the wrong way." So I wanted to prove him wrong, and that kind of became the YouTube channel. I began making tutorials for people like that. That's kind of how it all started. It wasn't healthy. Looking back, like you don't want to start a YouTube channel because you hate someone. You want to prove this guy wrong, but I think it resulted in a yeah, after that, I just studied my tail off, and I made sure to tried my best not to make mistakes. I still did. You can't help it. After all, there's no documentation on this game, but I did my best and studied as much as I could, and that's how the channel, came what it is. Had a lot of cool opportunities after making tutorials to meet some of my, I don't know what to call them, childhood heroes, I guess. TWD98, Sword of Seals. Not gonna get too much into that. And just a lot of cool people. A lot of cool people. I even met Ludwig, the Twitch streamer Ludwig, through Mario Kart Wii, which is crazy to think about. He is the biggest Twitch streamer on the platform, and I'm good friends with his roommate, which is Aiden Calvin. So it's like just a crazy turn of events.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah. Well, congratulations for proving that guy wrong.
I really did. No, me and Matt, we're on good terms now. Like he came back to me and he apologized, and he was like, "It's all good." Like, yeah, it's kind of funny that was what started it all. If it wasn't for that, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, kind of yeah, I can definitely speak for myself. You're kind of one of the you and Troy are probably the reasons why I'm playing Mario Kart Wii currently. Kind of,
I would
like
say so. Primarily, more so of Troy. Let's be real, because
it's
without Troy, I wouldn't be here.
yeah, and also did you say TF Mats? Uh,
F Flo Matt. Flo is the clan that he played for. So yeah, Matt.
Right.
Good
Okay.
old Matt.
So yeah, you Matt and Troy now. Yeah, I'll add Matt to the list.
Of course. Matt, and if you want another YouTube channel, Kira from SSBM Tutorials. He was the one I kind of like because I didn't know how to teach at the time. I was 17 and I was a mute. I was a mute till I was 17. So some people think it's crazy how well I could talk after hearing that. But yeah, I didn't know how to talk when I was 17. Like around your age. Imagine. Never said a word.
Wait,
Didn't know how to talk. Didn't know.
hold on. You hadn't spoken a word ever, or
I would communicate with my parents like if I wanted food or if I needed something, but I wasn't talky. I didn't talk, you know? The only one I'd really ever talked to was my brother, and he and I don't we don't communicate in the sense that a human being would communicate to another human being. We're brothers, so we kind of know what each other wants.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
I was very secluded as well, so I just never talked to people. It didn't interest me.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, yeah. I mean, congratulations to you. Yeah. Not only did you prove that guy wrong, you also overcame. Well,
I really proved him wrong. Yeah.
yeah. Not
Oh man.
overcame, but like kind of got out of your comfort shell to
Yeah,
do
I think that's
this.
I think it's very important to do. Like, if it wasn't for that opposition, for that resistance that FW Matt gave me, he gave me a hell of a time. Especially as a 17-year-old who didn't know how to talk, didn't know how to communicate, and I was Asian. So I'm not trying to be racist here, but I noticed for me specifically, it is very difficult to wrap your head around these like American concepts because I grew up in a Korean household. So, like, a lot of my traditional things that I do, I'm Korean deep down inside, but you had to, like, adapt, talk to these people, and it was scary.
Yeah.
Scary, super scary.
I know.
Especially as an introvert. It was like, "Oh, that was it's something."
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, British people are fine to talk to. US people, you don't want to talk to them. Just kind of stay far away. no,
They're good
I
Ameri they're good people over there
yeah,
as
no,
well, yeah.
yeah, of course, of course. I've
Mhm,
got a few good friends who are from America, or
mhm.
a good
And
friend
that's
at
one thing I
least.
think Mario Kart Wii is great for. As much as there was plenty of flaws with the game, as with any game, the one thing that Mario Kart Wii has is the fact that it's started as a worldwide game. It's a game that anyone could play with anyone. It was almost one of the first of its kind, if you could really stop and think about it, right? Like, how many games could you play with someone across the world in 2000? What was it? 2008. Not many. Not many. You need like a computer. You need to have like a beefy system that costs a lot of money. Like, to a
Yeah,
lot of people, Mario Kart Wii was their first step in online gaming. It was very, very revolutionary.
yeah. Now that you mention it, I think Mario Kart Wii may have possibly been my own step in like online gaming.
Mhm,
It's kind of
mhm.
alongside with
Not the
Lego
worst.
Star Wars.
Oh, Lego Star Wars,
Yeah,
let's
I
go.
mean, like you could play that online with other people.
Yeah, yeah. The concept of Wimfi, not Wimfi. What did Nintendo call it? WFC, I think. Yeah, like their online system. I don't remember what that's called, but yeah, big step. Now it's standard in a lot of games. Every game feels like it has online connectivity. Back then, it
Yeah,
was revolutionary.
yeah. It's kind of. I mean, to be fair, it's obviously got its pros and cons. That yeah. Hopefully more
Yeah,
pros.
yeah. So
yeah.
I hope that answered your question. Sorry for going all the way around. It's
I,
just for me when I tell a story, I want to make sure you get all the aspects of like
yeah,
why it started, and not just oh I was inspired by this guy.
yeah.
Like the story behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I'd rather have more like fleshed out answers than like one word short answer. It's kind of paints a picture, you know.
it does. It really does.
What's your favorite video you have uploaded and why?
My favorite video I've uploaded.
Yeah,
I'd have to stop and think about that actually.
that's fair enough.
There's a cheesy answer which actually does ring true in my soul. You could ask any YouTuber this, and there's only two kinds of YouTubers. There are the people who's like, oh, this video because it's my magnum opus, and I love everything about it. Or you could get that response, or you could get the other response, which is the one that I'm going to make, the one that I'm working on right now. That's my favorite one. You get those two kind of people, and I think there's a validity to both kinds because I do think that I look back and I look at all my videos and I kind of cringe a little inside. I'm like, wow, I used to sound like that. Wow, I wrote that. I said that. I did that. It's just like, man, I could have done that so much better if I had just known, know what I know now. So there's always that element of like looking back and people prize, I get so many people, even to this day, who's like, dude, I'm so glad you made this tutorial. It helped out a lot. Thank you very much. And I like that. And I go back and watch the video and I can't watch it. I just can't. It hurts too much.
I
Like, I can't believe. So yeah, I'm definitely one of those people who I'd be the second type of YouTuber. I'd be someone who's like, oh, my favorite YouTuber, as corny as it is the one that I'm working on right now. The one that I'm putting my heart and soul into right now. That's my favorite video. Like when I was making music, it was the song that I was mixing at the time. That was my favorite song. If it wasn't my favorite song, I wouldn't be doing it. You know? That kind of
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah, that's I was about to say that's probably like it's probably quite a good mentality to have because therefore you're like considering you're like thinking, oh, this video is going to be even better than my last one, and so on. This video is going to be better and
Mhm.
better. I
It's the
suppose.
mentality of
Yeah,
always getting better.
exactly.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, as much as obviously the other answer is it's also good. That's also that's probably fairly decent, if not possibly slightly better answer to have. But I'm not gonna go either side there. Like it kind of I mean there's people who go for both.
I think there's no such thing as a wrong answer for those kind of questions.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
just tells a little bit more about the person. It's like those questions you get. It's like, do you like horses or do you like give me something else? Cars.
Bananas.
Are you yeah, it's like are you a boat guy? Are you a
Yeah.
airplane guy? It's like
On
what?
BuzzFeed, like finding out what Hogwarts club you'll
Yeah,
be in.
yeah, yeah. There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. It just shows a little bit more about the character.
Yeah, definitely. Why did you start? I mean, to be fair, I kind of I think everyone knows the answer to this, but why did you stop uploading to Kart Wii?
Why did I why did I start uploading?
Like what? Like mainly your ArcIntel channel. I know you still upload videos to your um to the channel you're doing with the mods and stuff. I'm presuming it's because of the fun, wasn't it?
I have an editor who's working on that. Yeah, he just cuts up my Twitch live stream and then uploads it to YouTube. Yeah, that's all.
Fair enough.
But yeah, like, why did I? Is the question why did I start uploading in the first place?
No, why
Or
did you stop uploading? Sorry,
oh, stop
stop
uploading.
uploading. Yeah, sorry.
Ooh, this is gonna. You might need to put on like an NSFW, like 18 plus for this thing. Um, Depression, for the lack of a better term. In about, I feel like everyone collectively, we kind of went through like a depression phase in like 2020, and it hit some people harder than others, definitely. And the scariest thing for me is didn't think I was, as most people who get depression, they initially start thinking that, oh, it's not something I could get. You know, I'm a happy guy. I'm satisfied. I'm living my best life. I'm making YouTube videos as a living. Like, I'm not gonna get depressed. And then one day you wake up and it's like, holy shit, I'm depressed. Like, wow, I didn't think that was possible. But yeah, it has a lot to do with understanding how the community is. Like, every community I feel like has this now that I've matured and I've kind of went through that process. But back then, from my perspective, people only ever wanted to watch my videos because I played Mario Kart. Whenever I tried doing anything other than Mario Kart, people would just leave. You know, they're not interested. They don't care. And then as soon as I play Mario Kart, they all like gravitate. Like, I don't know, flies to light all over. And then you try doing anything else, and then it's not only that they don't even just leave you alone. They like target you. If I wasn't playing Mario Kart, if I was playing Valorant, if I was playing Overwatch, if I was playing CS:GO or some other game, I actually never stream CS:GO, but they would just only come into your chat and then they would say, "Why are you not streaming Mario Kart? Like stream Mario Kart, play Mario Kart." And then in the beginning, like I kind of like took it. I was like, okay, this is the price that you paid. Yeah, gotta grow. You gotta get thick skin. You just gotta power through that. But then you wake up one day and you're depressed, and then someone says that to you, and it's like, holy, I like, is this the community that I really want to be a part of? It's like they're a bunch of a-holes. Like, come on, leave me like I'm okay. Everyone has burnout. No matter how much you love something, this pisses me off so much. Whenever some content creators, not even content creators, whenever some self-righteous people on Twitter go on Twitter and they're like, "Oh, I don't play this game because it makes me money. I play this game because I love the game. It's my favorite game." Well, guess what? And then they get like hundreds of likes because that's the righteous thing to say. And reality is just not that black and white. Like Mario Kart Wii is one of my favorite games, but I can't play Mario Kart Wii all the time.
Yeah, I get that.
Like and on top of that, it's my job. Like it goes from being a passion of mine to like at somewhere along the way I lost that passion. And I was like, people just wanted me to play it like I was some kind of like circus monkey that only did one trick. It's like that's not what creativity is about. That's not what I want to do. So yeah, not going too much into that's just like rubbing the surface, like touching the top layer, iceberg, the iceberg.
Playing too much Valorant.
You know, he knows. That's just like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the community. There's a million things wrong with the community, as I'm sure every game. But yeah, that's in the short. I got depressed. I felt like I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do. And it was every time I tried doing something that I wanted to do, I just get knocked back into my place and continue making Mario Kart. I just stopped because of that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Kind of I feel like once you kind of build yourself up in one community, you then stuck in that community.
You're stuck into that community until you hit something known as ooh, it's a rocket term. Minimum if you ask one of your professors, they'll know what I'm talking about. Basically, when you shoot a rocket out into orbit, around the orbit, so it's going around the orbit, there's a minimum speed where it could break out of that. If it's not fast enough, then it'll stay in orbit and it won't be able to break out of the orbit. But then when it reaches that minimum velocity, it will break out. And just like that, a lot of YouTubers have that minimum breaking point. So once you get a certain amount of subscribers, it doesn't matter what you do. Once you get a certain amount of followers and, you know, become an influencer, we hate that word. Don't call us that. But for the lack of a better term, once you become an influencer, once you have a following, big enough following, then you could kind of do whatever you want. And sure, you will take a hit. Like Ninja, when he streams Valorant, he used to stream to like 30,000 people, 40, to like almost 100,000 people a day. And now when he streams Valorant, he'll stream like couple thousand viewers. Couple thousand viewers is still more than enough to make a living off of. There are people who would kill for 1,000 viewers on Twitch, right? So he already hit that minimum velocity. And Ninja is not even that popular of a guy. He's the most well known, but a lot of people actually don't like Ninja.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So once you hit a certain velocity as a content creator, you can kind of do whatever you want. But the problem is I didn't hit that. 16K subscribers from a casual YouTube, no offense, but like I don't know how to describe it. From a casual YouTuber's perspective, someone who just dabbles with YouTube and uploads whatever, 16,000 may seem like a lot. But as a professional YouTuber, 16,000 is not actually that much. It's a pretty small channel. But yeah.
Yeah,
So there's a minimum. You got to hit that minimum, and I haven't hit that, which is kind of why I was struggling for a bit. Then I realized that, and I'm better now. Like I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm depressed anymore. I
oh,
kind of realized I came to terms with that. And I'm like, yeah, if I want to do whatever I want, I have to grind and hit that minimum point to let myself do that. And in the meantime, I do enjoy the game. I have fun with the game. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, or there's the thing of the game that you do want to grind out, you and like become like kind of like the game that you do want to like start like uploading more. If there's another game instead, I'm sure you could probably get quite popular in that game as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's once you learn how to do it, it's a skill that retain. It's like learning how to play soccer or learning how to solve a math problem. Like don't use that last example because I learned how to do a lot of math problems, and it's been a while, so I kind of forgot. But you know what I'm trying. It's like riding a bicycle. You pick it up once, and you kind of never forget.
I forgot.
I'm sure if you get on top of a bicycle, it'll come back to you. It comes back to you.
Maybe, yeah, potentially. That involved me going out and buying one.
Yeah, that's fair. You need a bicycle to ride one.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you're better now.
I'm doing all right. Yeah, that's why I'm coming back to making content because I realize that I'll be more careful this time around. I'm not gonna fall into that trap because I know where it is. I know what happens. It's like that depression phase hits me specifically when I see my community acting up in a way that is very inappropriate and very immature. And then I just learn to accept it. Learn to accept it. That every community is some degree like that. And it's not so much you can't like be a ringleader and just tell everyone, okay, we're gonna be good. Okay, everyone just we're just gonna be good all of a sudden. It doesn't work like that. It's a hood mentality. You kind of have to give them what they want, and at the same time, when anything goes wrong, you gotta take all the blame, and you just gotta learn to dance with that. So yeah, that's why as it. Little off topic. I'm sorry if I keep rambling on every topic.
I'm happy for you too.
Yeah, but it always makes me feel a little awkward whenever like little kids, and I say this in all due respect, follow your dreams. If you really want to do it, do it. But it really, really rubs me the wrong way when like a 6-year-old is like, I want to be a YouTuber because they see all of these cool videos and they want to make those videos and they want to be popular by just making YouTube videos or whatever. And they don't realize just how much garbage goes behind the scenes. It's a job. As much as we hate to say it, like especially as that new era of content creators where this job was not officialized as a job yet, it is a job. It is a job, and you have to treat it like so. As much as I love the game and I love making content, at the end of the day, there is a part of me where I gotta say, my community is just interested in one thing, and you kind of just gotta give it to them, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of I mean, I guess it's trying to battle with a giving it to them, but also be not and trying to kind of find where you sort of want to be yourself.
Yes, it's a balance. It's a
Yeah.
balance,
So it's a difficult
and yeah,
game of tug for rope, tug of war.
tug of war. Yeah,
Yeah, not
it's
tug of rope.
difficult. It's very hard. It's a balancing act. You got to make sure that you give your community. It's not even give your community what they want. It's focusing on improving and growing the channel, as well as the fact making sure that you don't burn yourself out. Those are the two things that you got to kind of balance back
Yeah,
and forth.
I definitely understand that. I uploaded a video every day for about a week or two, and I felt a bit burnt out.
You do, yeah,
There's some days that I was uploading 2 videos a day, and it's just sort of it got to the point where it's like, yeah, no, never mind. It's like I've got college
yeah,
starting back up next week. I can't be doing that.
yeah, yeah. That's the interesting thing about skills, though. That's really cool because you when you do something like that, like you did a grind where you just uploaded videos, right? And then every skill in this world is like that. You will go through a phase where you're like, okay, I got all the time in the world. I'm just gonna do it. And then you grind your tail off and you make zero progress. Zero. And at the end of it, you're burnt out, you're tired, and you feel like a failure because you didn't get anything done. And a lot of people just stop there. But when you stop and realize, that should actually be a good thing. Because what that should tell you, it shouldn't tell you that you're a failure. It shouldn't tell you that you're not, you put in all this effort and nothing is coming out of it. It should tell you that you should realize this skill is not a brute force skill. It's a skill that if you know what you're doing, you have to do basically no work and you could get very successful, right? I want to say no work. Everything takes practice, but it's not a game of just ramming your head against the brick wall. There's a skill that needs to be involved. You need to know what you're doing. I think that's the main thing to take away from that. And then we gotta realize and learn what is that thing that it's not. I hate saying the magic pill. It's not like a magic bullet that will just make your dreams come true. But there is a right way to do it, right? It's like playing a fighting game and just smashing the control stick. It's like you might get some success in the beginning, but it's never gonna succeed. You gotta improve. You gotta learn to read your opponents. You need to learn combos, drifts, positioning. You know how to condition your opponent. There's like so many, and then you just build like these crazy layers on top of the game. You realize just how deep things go, and that's fun.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's kind of I definitely kind of I think I understand where you're coming from with all of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think the most important skill you could take away from that, though, your experience with that, focus on learning. And people say that all the time. Oh, don't focus on getting better. Focus on the learning portion. And it pisses me off when people say that because they say that, but then you standing there is like, okay, what does it mean to learn? Right? Like, what does it mean to learn?
Yeah,
What the
definitely.
hell? What the heck is learning? And can I say this?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Public school is not very good at teaching you how to learn.
Oh, I'm aware. Agree
They
with
are
you on
good
that
at
point.
doing certain things, but for the vast majority of it, like school is you go to school to learn, and that's the one thing you don't really get.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you learn I mean, obviously there's some things in history that is good to learn, but, like,
Of course.
there's stuff, like, you learn in history that you could spend learning about, like, how to pay bill taxes and, like, mortgages and, like, just everyday
Mhm.
life skills that you need.
Or you could just go on YouTube and find someone who actually knows what the heck they're doing and then learn that way. Like a
Yeah.
lot of what the school teaches you is a lot of memory things, a lot of memory based things. You need to learn and remember like what happened in World War II or like all these historical events. You just remember who did what and who did this, and you remember general names. You know what was it? This is how far back. What is it? Killed, beheaded, died, killed, beheaded, survived. There you go. You remember that's what the schooling system is great at. They are great at teaching you and things that you require you to remember things. But that's like giving you the building blocks of let's say I gave you an IKEA set, okay? Of just things. That's what the school does. It teaches you the things. But then I have the instruction manual and I throw it in the garbage. Like have fun, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Kind of,
You know,
that's,
it's something similar of that extent.
that's possibly the best metaphor for school I've ever heard.
Yeah. I'm not even a school hater. I like school in general. Like, you get to meet cool people sometimes. High school, you're going to college in the UK. We call it high school over here. Notorious for being a little bit chaotic. I don't know how it is over in the UK, but you just try to survive. That's what I've been told.
I mean, to be fair, I think that's just
You gotta cut
life
all
in
this out,
general.
man. We're gonna get canceled.
And that is the end of episode 1. If you did enjoy, then make sure to leave a like and also subscribe. And I shall see you next week for part 2 of the ArcIntel episode podcast.